I'd just like to say welcome to our commencement exercises today in celebration of our adult high school diploma graduates and our high school equivalency diploma. Can we give our graduates a round of applause? South Piedmont Community College. This is your first visit here. Please don't make it your last. We are open and ready for you and any of your educational goals that you may have. I think when we look at our graduates sitting here today, they made a decision to come back as adults and to complete their high school equivalency and adult high school diplomas. And for that, I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of energy and determination to do that. So congratulations to all of you.
And here you are. You've reached a goal. You set a goal for yourself, and here you are. You've reached it. I can't tell you how proud we are of you at South Piedmont Community College. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I want to welcome you and welcome all of you to our campus. But I want to ask the graduates a question. What's your next goal? Where do you plan to go to? And you're looking at me like, oh yeah, I've got one. But where is it and what is it? And if you haven't made one yet, let that be your goal next. Set your sights for something else. Where do you plan to be? I again congratulate you on being here today, and I thank you for choosing South Piedmont to complete your education. Maybe I get to hold this for a while.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Penelope McClenny, who is going to do a special recognition. So Penelope, would you come on up?
Thank you, Denise, and thank you everyone for being here today. It definitely is a special day for the graduates, but also for these instructors. This is our favorite day of the year. A lot of people have put a lot of time and effort into this, and we're proud of you all. At this time, I'd like to recognize our honor graduates. When I call your name, please stand. Joseph Thomas. A side note about Joe is he's one of my adult high school graduates, and he completed more credits in the least amount of time of any student I have ever had, and that included a lot of biology questions that, looking back, we didn't have to do. We ended up doing he did even extra work in biology. Erin Nicole Fox. Kaylee Morgan Reed. Thank you, Austin. Please have a seat. Today, I just want to take just a few minutes to talk about one of my graduates, Miss Mary Etta Brower. Mary's a special student. Mary has been a student with me for 2 years, and during that time, put forth an enormous amount of effort. But as it is with anybody that's together for 2 years, you have your ups and your downs, right? Maybe a few disagreements we have, Mary, as we work through things together. One of those in particular stands out. Mary had an assignment to read a Robert Frost poem and answer some questions. And it's his poem that includes a horse. And there was one particular question that she and I just couldn't see eye to eye on her answer and what the answer should be. Finally, we came to terms with it, and at the end of the day, everything was fine. And Miss Mary looked at me and she said, well, I know a little bit about horses. That moment stood out to me because the truth is Miss Mary knows a little bit about a lot. And when I say a little bit, she excels at a lot. First of all, she knows a lot about sacrifice, raising 8 children and putting her own education to the side while supporting her family and taking care of her family. To me, she knows a lot about that. She also knows a lot about leadership. She told me her goal for her 8 children was that all of them would graduate high school, and they did. Miss Mary knows a lot about patience. It took us quite a while to dig through her educational records to find the things that we needed to find, to determine what credits she needed to finish her high school diploma. And every couple of weeks, she'd ask her about it, and we'd say, Miss Mary, we're trying. We're calling people up in Pennsylvania, we're looking, we're trying, and finally we did. So she knows a lot about patience. She knows a lot about perseverance. With the credit she finished with me, there were some hard questions, there were some struggles with math, and there were some struggles with English, but never once was she that student who didn't come one day because the day before was too hard. No, she was right back at it the next morning on time, ready to go again. And that leads me to determination. She knows a lot about determination. She knows what it takes to make some calls, to find that ride that she needed to school and from school. It didn't matter to her. There were a lot of extra steps for her, and there may have been for some others, but she was going to get there, and she always did. So that finally brings me to what Miss Mary knows a lot about today, and that's success. If you want to look at somebody who's taken the steps and gone through what it takes to get to her end goal, that's her. She woke up every day, she saw that goal at the end, and now today we celebrate it. So Miss Mary, we thank you for sharing that lesson with us, for reminding all of us what it means to having a goal and to making sure that you're going to reach that goal. So at this time, when you come forward, Miss Mary, let's all recognize you, please.
Go, Mary!
Congratulations, Miss Mary. We appreciate all you did and all that you taught us. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our featured speaker for the day. This individual, our department just kind of started becoming familiar with who he is and all what he does, and we thought you might really gain some good inspiration from him and some of the thoughts that he has shared with us that we think might be beneficial for you to hear as well. Jim McElhaney is a native of Charleston, South Carolina. He presently lives in Indian Trail, and he has earned 2 master's degrees, one in guidance and counseling, and the other in religion. He has served in higher education for over 15 years and has been a full-time psychology instructor with South Piedmont since 2014. By far, his favorite activity is running. Jim regularly runs 40 to 50 miles per week, and he has completed 24 full marathons to date, including the 118th Boston Marathon in April of 2014. And so with that, Jim, I'll have you come over and speak to our graduates. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for letting me come talk to you today. I'm very, very excited to be able to speak to you graduates. What a good-looking group of folks y'all are, really. And look at all of this family, friends. It's wonderful to see all of the support that you have here today. You know, when I was asked to actually consider speaking here, I just like Joyce, I jumped at the opportunity to come and encourage you today. And I'm excited to do that. But I had a few email correspondences with Miss Denise yesterday, and I asked her, I said, well, how much time will I have to speak? And so she told me, and it got me thinking about a story. I'm going to tell you a farm story. A story about 3 hens and 1 pig. Okay, so this pig had just happened to be noticing that these hens were pretty regular at laying their eggs. And he wanted to kind of challenge them a little bit. You know, y'all constantly are laying these eggs at a pretty regular rate. typically lay them in the same spot, but have you ever stepped outside the bounds and maybe decided to lay an egg somewhere a little bit more challenging? Well, 3 of these hens were thinking about it, and all of them said, "Oh yeah, we really thought about laying an egg somewhere a little bit challenging." So he said, "Well, please share." So the first hen said, "Yeah, well, I thought about laying my egg up on top of the hen house roof." They said, "Man, that is pretty challenging. I gotta admit, that's challenging." Good one. Said to the second hen, "So where did you want to lay an egg?" She said, "Man, I really wanted to lay it up on top of that fence post. Just that little spot. I really want to lay an egg there." I said, "Wow, that is even more challenging than the hen house." The third hen said, "Well, I'll tell you where I wanted to lay an egg. I always wanted to lay an egg right out in the middle of that interstate right there." And so that pig said, "Well, if you're going to do that, you better lay it on the line and you better do it quick." And I'm telling you, that's my goal today when I was told how much time I have to speak. So each of us are going to have an opportunity here today in these few moments we have together to really think about where you come from and where you're going. So I want us to think a little bit about reflection. We're going to reflect on our past a little bit, and I want us to think about where you're going and so forth. But you're here. You've done it. You've accomplished it. You've accomplished this goal, graduates, of earning your high school diploma. This is a major milestone in anyone's life. This is a major milestone in your lives, earning that high school diploma. This is a major step in the overall journey of your life. And I want us to come back to that theme that life is a journey. And yet, earning your high school diploma is one that should be recognized because it has such an immense significance for the rest of your life. It is also a starting point for future things in your life. You see, each of you has come with your own story. Each of you came with your own past. Maybe your past was filled with some personal circumstances that, for whatever reason, left you unable to accomplish this goal at an earlier date. But here you are today. Here you sit. You've come back, you've earned your diploma, and that act itself is an act of personal commitment and one that I hope you are filled with incredible pride over accomplishing. You have a lot to be proud of. But I do want you to reflect back. I think it's always good that we take a little bit of a look back at our journey, if you will. See where you've come from, and then see where you've made it, and let that be the catalyst for pushing you forward into the future. I'm sure that for many of you, maybe most of you, this road has not been an easy road. Maybe you've faced many obstacles, many struggles, and you've had to find ways to kind of maneuver around those obstacles as they came up, as you were working on your high school diploma. I'm sure there were times where you felt like giving up. Maybe you felt like you couldn't possibly go on. Many of you accomplished this milestone while working, while raising families, or both. It's an amazing feat to be able to make that commitment to further your education while carrying out all of the responsibilities that you have to accomplish on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. It's an amazing goal that you've accomplished. Maybe there were times too, folks, where you might have felt or thought that you were alone in this journey. Maybe you felt like you had your back up against the wall. So look in this room today. I want you to look at faculty and staff. I want you to look at your family. I want you to look at each other. The good news is that you're not alone. You have the support of family. You had the support of your friends. You had the support of your classmates. And you had the support of your teachers and staff here at South Piedmont Community College. And you did it. You made it. You are not alone. You are on this journey together. But you know what? I don't want this graduation to be just something that you just leave here and just kind of not think about anymore. I want you to see your graduation as a moment where you can see how capable you are of accomplishing future goals. To she can see that you have the capacity, the ability, the strength, the inner strength to accomplish any goals that you set your mind and your heart to. And so I hope that you all here today can take your own personal accomplishment as a real example of how anything is truly possible if you put your heart, your soul, and your mind all into it. You did it. You accomplished this amazing goal today. And it's being rewarded by earning your diploma. And I know that each of you has learned that nothing is nothing is worthwhile is ever easy. Nothing in life is ever easy that is worthwhile. And that includes really even making the most out of your future. Even the future, the things that are coming in the future. You've reflected past, you can see where you've come from, you see how you've gotten to the point that you've gotten to, and yet here you are going to set new goals for the future, and nothing is going to be easy even then. But listen, take heart. You have the inner strength, you have the abilities, and you will get around those obstacles and you will accomplish new goals in this journey of your life. Because life is about constantly growing. It's about constantly moving forward and not sitting still and not being stagnant. Keep moving forward. So you've made it this far. You've made it this far, so why should you back out now, right? Keep pressing forward. I want to share a little bit with you, kind of a personal story from my life. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina area, and I went to a very large high school there. I think I had somewhere around 700 people in my graduating class. My brother and I were sitting together. We are very close in age, and I remember us sitting and looking at all the graduates going across and thinking, wow, I don't even know him. I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. But as I look back at my high school experience, I want to just take you back a little bit, because I'll reflect on it. And I'll reflect back to my 10th grade year, folks. And my 10th grade year was that year of personal struggle. As a teenager, I had this identity crisis, trying to figure out who I was, trying to figure out where I was going. And I ended up falling into the wrong crowd a little bit and doing some things that I probably should have been doing. Matter of fact, I was called to the office so much that year, I actually thought that going to the office was a class. It was crazy. So I stayed in trouble, didn't put forth my best effort, and actually flunked the 10th grade. I remember that day because not only did I flunk the 10th grade, my brother flunked the 10th grade. And my dad had taken us to grab a sandwich, and we both in there were like, how are we going to tell Dad? We got to panic. But we both went to summer school at that time, and you know what? It was a wake-up call for me. It was a wake-up call to look at my attitude, look at my life, and to start setting some positive, real good goals in my life. So I think that was a pivotal moment as I reflect back at a time where I said, all right, I've messed up here, but you know what? I'm moving forward. I faced an obstacle. The obstacle was my attitude at the time, but I changed my attitude and I continued to press forward. And I graduated from high school, went on to college, and obviously, after going through all that experience, my GPA wasn't the prettiest thing for any admissions team to look at. But they took me anyway, and I started out in college my first semester on something they call academic probation. Yeah, academic probation. But guess what? I put my mind to it, I put my heart into it, I poured my guts into it. And by the time I graduated from college, I graduated my last semester on the dean's list. You see, what you put your heart and mind to, you can accomplish your goals. You can accomplish your dreams. You can accomplish things that you didn't think you could do before. There was a time during that period of darkness that I thought I could not go any further. I thought my back was against the wall. But once we get our mind right, we begin to really set those goals and positive good goals. Believe in yourself. So I encourage you, folks, to keep pushing, because you know that you can achieve your goals. You can achieve it. You've just achieved a great milestone here today. But also know something. You're each worth it. You're worth it. Every one of you is worth it. Achieve your goals. Go for your goals. It's been said that life is a journey. We've all heard that little cliche, haven't we? But it's true. Life is a journey. So guess what? You're not going to stop growing now just because you received your diploma. Life is about growing. So keep growing. Keep growing, keep moving. Look to that next goal. Whether that goal is academic or whether that goal is an occupation, a career, or both. Keep pressing forward. From this day forward, continue to make each decision with your own personal best interest in mind. Ferris Bueller was a great movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You remember that movie? Some of you might not remember that, but 1985 or so. Not showing my age here. I love that movie. Ferris Bueller in that movie was reflecting. He was laying there in the bed, he was reflecting, and he said, people shouldn't believe in isms. People should believe in themselves. So I want to encourage you today, believe in yourself so that you may reach your future goals, whether they, again, are academic or career or both. You've already taken the first step today. You've taken the first step by making it to this important and amazing ceremony today. Now it's time to get your diplomas, celebrate, reflect, be mindful about today, and then take the next steps in the journey of your lives. When I keep thinking about the journey of your life, I think about a song by a country singer named Jake Owen. And he has a song called The Journey of Your Life. And I just want to read to you as I kind of close out some of the lyrics from this song. He says, you need to lose some to be a winner. Have courage to surrender. You'll need to laugh a lot and keep it light on the journey of your life. And no matter what dreams you're chasing, never get above your raisin. May the simple things be amazing on the journey of your life. Listen, you're on the journey. We're all on a journey. Make your lives, a quote from the Dead Poets Society, make your lives extraordinary. Achieve your goals. Keep pressing forward. I'm so honored to be able to stand before you today and look at your wonderful faces and smiles and stuff and your accomplishments. And I want to encourage you to keep going forward because, as I said, you're worth it. Thank you very much for letting me speak to you.
Maria Casas. Maria del Rocío Rojas Espino. Araceli Esteban Chino. Andrea Portero. Andrea Rodan Cruz. Linchel Giselle Vargas A1. Erin Nicole Fox. James Anthony Helm. Jose Alberto Ramirez Echevarria. Ashley Brooke Lawrence. Samantha Loftus. Ruben A. Messier. Marina Cortez Miranda. Perla Esmeralda Morales. Mandy K. Mullet. Haley Morgan Reed. Alberto Lopez Reyes. Jose Alfredo Mesa. Araceli Barron Rodriguez. Candy G. Rumble. John Daniel Andrew Shirley. Jeanette A. Smith. Francisco Moreno Villarreal. Dylan Tyler Williams.
Congratulations. Let's give you a round of applause. Before we go too far, for the end here, we have Mary Ellen to take a group shot of our graduates. So all of you on the front row, you'll hold up your diploma, and Mary Ellen, you're welcome. Feet flat on the floor.
Everybody will look at me. You can't see me with both eyes. I can't see you. So, kind of wiggle to get in position. Everybody ready? One, two, three.
And with that, I'd like to all graduates to stand. And what I'd like for you all to do is to understand that you are now considered high school graduates of South Piedmont Community College. And to signify that, would you turn your tassel from the right side to the left side